This presentation is about the verbs to prefer and to serve when they are used in the past tense. Notice that the root verb, the stem of the verb to prefer in Spanish, has an E after the F. But when we are conjugating it, there is an I after the F sometimes. And that's what makes this verb irregular. I preferred, you preferred, formal you preferred, he preferred, she preferred, we preferred, you all preferred in Spain, they preferred, you all preferred. There are written accent marks like regular verbs in the I form and in the he, she, formal you form. That spelling change after the F is what makes this verb irregular. In Spanish, preferí, preferiste, prefirió, preferimos, preferisteis, prefirieron. These are examples of sentences that are not complete. The students preferred to come on Tuesday and not on Friday. They preferred to be in the school on Tuesday and not on Friday. So I am not talking about me, I'm not talking about she, I'm not talking about we, I'm talking about the students. And the students is they. That means that I need to use the they form for the verb to prefer in pretérito. In Spanish, los estudiantes prefirieron venir el martes y no el viernes. I have to make sure I use an I after the F. Even when the verb in the infinitive form has an E after the F, I need to make sure I have an I after the F when I'm using this word. Did you prefer a dog or a cat as your first pet? I'm talking about you. So I need to use the you form of the verb to prefer in pretérito, which would be preferiste. In Spanish, ¿tú preferiste un perro o un gato como tu primera mascota? In this case, I follow the ending pattern of regular verbs in pretérito for the you, which is I-S-T-E, and I don't have to worry about any changes at the beginning of the word because after the F I wrote an E, just like it's in the infinitive form. So I didn't have any complication. I just follow the rule that I follow when I'm conjugating irregular verbs. What does your best friend prefer to drink, water or soda? I am talking about my best friend, so that means is a she. So I have to use that form of the verb. I have to be careful when I'm writing this because there has to be an I after the F. It's not supposed to be like that. There's supposed to be an E after the F. But in this case, there has to be an I after the verb, the F, because it's an irregular verb. Another irregular verb is to serve. I served, you served, He served, she served, formal you served, we served, you all served in Spain, you all served, they served. Again, two times there's an I instead of an E. So when I'm writing these forms, I need to make sure I remember that. The root verb has an E after the S, and most of the time that happens, except in the he, she, formal you form and the they, you all form. The copying machine didn't work yesterday when I wanted to use. So the verb to serve is this one, but these words can also be used when you're talking about functioning, something working. I'm talking about a copying machine, so that is a she. It's not a person, but it's a female now. I know it's not a you, I know it's not an I, it's not a they, it's a she. So I would use that form of the verb, which would be sirvió. I have to be careful because after the S there has to be an I. In Spanish, la computadora no sirvió ayer cuando la quise usar. The waiters didn't serve any more tequila to the groom's mother. I'm talking about the waiters, so I have to use they served. I have to make sure I have an I after the S. Los meseros no le sirvieron más tequila a la mamá del novio. I didn't serve the rotten apples. I served. I don't have any complications in the spelling of this word because I'm just using the same thing that I used at the beginning of the infinitive form of the verb, S-E-R-V, S-E-R-V, and I use the ending that I use in pretérito when I'm talking about I did something. In Spanish, yo no serví las manzanas podridas.